Now, you'll all recognise buttercups. These are bulbous buttercups, and looking at them, their yellow is just slightly darker and slightly more intense than some of the others. And I know that's difficult to see when you're not actually looking at the others to compare it. But once you kind of get your eye into seeing the different buttercups that we have, then you'll get to see that. You'll go, yes, that buttercup is a little bit more intense. Turning them over, the sepals underneath the petals are what we call reflexed, so they're bent back, and that is a sign that this is a bulbous buttercup. And if I go down to the base of the plant, it's easier the sandier the soil, but just below the surface, and you can sometimes feel it just by rooting around with your fingers, is a little bulb, which makes it a bulbous buttercup. Now the shape of these flowers is a bit like a satellite dish, and that is just how nature has intended it, because the shape, just like a satellite dish, focuses a signal into the center of the dish. For this flower, the dish focuses the heat onto the reproductive parts in the middle, because it's important that they're warm and they get the best chance of actually ripening up after fertilization. And it's a rather neat thing to actually do, isn't it, to actually focus the heat. There are different sorts of buttercups in here. We've got bulbous buttercups in the driest areas, and when I look further down into Noir Pré, the buttercups that you tend to see further into the middle are meadow buttercups, and they have very, very spindly looking leaves. Now, buttercups are quite neat for other things as well. So just your ordinary creeping buttercup that you tend to see on road verges and some at the bottom of the field as well. If you're wandering through a field and you want to know the age of a meadow, if you look at 100 different creeping buttercup flowers, just notice them as you go by, and generally you'd expect a buttercup to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals, but every now and then they will mutate. So if you count roughly 100 different buttercups, and out of that 100 you count how many have got 6 petals, and then you multiply that by 7, and that will give you roughly the age of the meadow. Or you could ask the farmer.